Well, welcome back everyone, and Friday night awaits us. With me today is...
Man, it's tough.
Well, the Rosa and Fiore awaits us,
Yes,
actually.
yes, it does. So, our sister is now the Madam of Rome. To be honest, she's probably in her mid-30s at this point, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
Assassin's Creed 2 is weird because nobody ages in that game, but it's like 20 over the course, like 14 or 15 years-ish.
Well, the most Ezio ages is getting a beard, which at least helps you indicate time has passed, but he could have grown a beard when he was like 20 or something.
He doesn't even grow a beard. He grows a beard randomly when he's like sleeping for like a week and he's in a coma for a week and he just keeps it. It's like, I wish I was lying. It's the truth.
Apparently he thought it was a good look, so he kept it.
Yes. He gets it in between... because he doesn't have it when he gets the apple in Venice, but he gets it after the Forley DLC in Assassin's Creed 2, which was Memory Sequence 11-ish, 12-ish.
I think it was 12.
The one before the horrible one.
Yes.
So anyway, yet another set of glyph puzzles.
Indeed. By the way, I should have mentioned this yesterday, but you know what yesterday was? The 40th anniversary of Star Wars.
Oh.
May 25, 1977, I guess.
May the 40th be with you.
Yes.
Yes.
So this is a pretty easy one.
Yeah, we just want to find robots.
Exactly.
This one actually took me a while, and this is like robots or people, or on assembly lines, and it's just like there's not enough people on assembly lines, but there are a bunch of... For some reason, the computer or the robot I chose just wasn't right.
Yeah, I guess it's computers slash robots in general, because there weren't robots in a couple of those.
Scanning.
Yeah, I would choose the traffic signal, and it always screw me up. Those things are...
I'm sure that's very deep.
Yeah.
Loading.
Oh boy, fun times.
Well, I actually just wanted to say something. I have an apology to make. I think a couple videos ago I was mocking how Machiavelli meets you randomly at the end of the wolf attack. And I didn't realize, I forgot at the time that he actually tells you to go there.
Yeah.
And I had completely forgotten that. And then when I replayed, I realized that. Then I realized, what kind of asshole invites you to a place where you're probably going to get attacked by wolves? It's like, just to prove a point, I'm like, that's going to be a pretty goddamn Machiavellian asshole. And then I realized, wait a second.
Well, what would he be trying to do?
Prove a point in the most asshole-ish way possible.
I guess, but no, that's not quite what happened.
So this is a really weird one. How?
Yeah. Frankly speaking, I don't get this one.
No, this one is gamma is 2 to 3, and sigma is G. So I don't know. I think the easiest way to interpret it is that where you have to go from 2 to 3 in column G, you have to move the pawn. No. You see where it's a G and then it's a 2-3?
Loading.
I guess.
So you move the pawn from 2 to 3. G2 to G3.
Here's something that's a bit better, and something yes. I get.
I like these puzzles. This is just like that one puzzle from Black Flag.
Yeah, that, you met the math wizard at.
That one was easier because I could just do numbers.
V, it's N. I need Turing done today. Aren't we jumping the gun? You've already had him arrested and sedated.
He still refuses to follow the directive. He's actually trying to invent one of those infernal things instead of merely faking it for the newspapers. If he succeeds, you know what the mass unemployment generated by his robots will mean? Idle hands. We need to do this for the good of the people.
What about Keynes? He trusted Turing.
It's the greater good we're talking about here, V. Plus, a childless worker sends a bad message. We can't have them all stop reproducing.
Fine. It's your call.
I want it done like we did Harry Dexter White when he tried to warn the Soviets.
All right.
Be poetic about it. Maybe something from the Bible. Turing always was theatrical.
Loading.
So yeah, the persecution of Turing had nothing to do with him being a gay man. It had to do with him inventing robots, and the Templars didn't like that.
Yeah, this is some 20-odd years before the semiconductor and microprocessor, which really is what spurred on the development of electrical engineering to the point of having computers that could be whatever, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah. There might be an actual history surrounding that, just saying.
Yeah. I kind of just disagree with it from a historical perspective of where we were in regards to actual high-density data storage as opposed to anything else.
Well, one thing I do like about the glyphs in this game is that they all follow a pretty consistent theme, which
Yes.
Assassin's Creed 2 kinda had, but it jumped around to a whole bunch of different topics. From like the slaying of Abel to the moon landing. So there was kind of a theme behind them, but not as focused as this game has.
Yeah, and the one thing I do kind of like, I actually do like the chess puzzle because it's the same puzzle, it just gets continually advanced as the game goes on.
Yeah.
As you find more glyphs. So it's kind of an interesting progression.
You know, with most of Rome opened up right now, could you finish all 10 puzzles if you were really looking around for them? Are any of them blocked off?
You cannot do it until Memory Sequence 7.
Oh. Well, that's pretty late in the game.
There's one that's in the far eastern part of the map in a military camp, and that military camp is one of the... Wow. You did it again!
Yeah, I just kind of a theme with me. Ezio, no, it's really Ezio I'm gonna blame here, because he is the guy who pounced on the dude, not me. If it was up to me, that wouldn't have happened.
It's not like you're controlling him, you know, like a marionette here. Oh wait, you are. That's the name of this control system.
Yes.
It's your fault. I was going to actually say, like, I found it hilarious today because I was working on the, hey, this is actually going to count towards the challenge. Escaping through a blend spot,
yes.
aka the well.
Can also include benches.
Or people.
Yes.
And the ever popular haystack. Actually, what I was going to say is what I found hilarious today was I was doing Revelations and I went for the kill 5 dudes who are stunned by caltrops with a scaffold. And I forgot how easy it is to pull down scaffolds. It's one thing you can actually do in that game is pull scaffolds without having to throw people into them. How much money do you have?
About 530 something. Not a whole bunch.
Oh, you bought the you bought the stable.
You know, the video with the Copernicus conspiracy stuff is on my hard drive right now, which I use for storage when videos are getting a bit too chunky.
There's a chest right next to you, damn it.
I believe I've made my position on chests quite clear. Although I will say they are a bit more relevant in this game because of the
there's like
crafting and such.
It's not just crafting, it's like there are literally 2 chests in that game that you have to open if you want to get the best non-special suit armor in the game.
Now, I will admit I do want the armor.
There are only 2.
I do want the armor because that is kind of a significant cosmetic change.
Well, you want the armor anyway because it looks cool. And, I mean, I can tell you which 2 they are. It's not hard, but I mean, opening chests in this game is actually kind of relevant because they do give you crafting materials and they do give you items that you can sell for shit.
Yeah.
For money. And I did actually take a look. Depending on what the class of item it is, it will actually change its resale value. Depending on what shop you go to. If it's a medical, like the doctor will pay extra for a jar of leeches, while everybody else will only like pay 10 gold for it.
Now, it has been a while since I started wearing these robes, so it is time for a change.
Yes.
You know, I mentioned it in Black Flag, but these games really do desensitize you to killing people. I mean, I get they're not really people, they're kind of bites in a machine, but after a big melee, you look back at all the dead bodies, just like, wow, I slaughtered like a dozen guys without even thinking about it.
Yeah. Yes, I know. And then in Revelations, I had my thieves go and pick their corpses clean. That's a fucking achievement.
Like, video games really do kind of make you a psychopath if you really stop and think about it. But if you rationalize it that you're just shooting at bits of code, it's not, you don't get so worked up about that. It's like getting really upset at a sequence of 1s and 0s. Like, who really does that? And you know, usually in video games when I shoot people, I'm shooting with perfect accuracy with a sniper rifle, and headshots don't instantly kill someone, and there's no heads exploding or body parts flying off. It's just ridiculous cartoon action, which this game kind of is too.
Okay, so now we've teleported ourselves all the way down to the southwestern corner of the map.
In the Antico district.
Yes. So this is almost one of the furthest. Basically, Central is the most densely populated, and then Antico is kind of really, really sparse, and then
Campania.
Campania is like basically the void. It's like your villa, sort of like outside of Tuscany area. From
Antico has a lot of ruins around, so there's a lot of park.
Ezio.
La Volpe. I'm surprised to see you.
And why have you appeared at my door? Wait, I know the answer.
You always do.
You want to put my spies to work?
Then join me.
In aiding Machiavelli? No, thank you. That man is a traitor to our order.
A serious allegation coming from a thief. What is your proof?
He was an ambassador to the papal court and traveled as a personal guest of Cesare himself. I also know he abandoned you right before the villa attack.
Machiavelli may not please all tastes, but he is an assassin, not a traitor.
I am not convinced. He is meeting someone in the Trastevere right now. Care to accompany me?
I will follow.
What's his name? That dude. One of the Medicis.
Yeah.
And he's like, can't do that. So you go save the Medicis, and then he kind of fucks off until Venice, when it turns out he was secretly an assassin this entire time, and he was training you. Or something. I mean, he kind of just shows up for like a mission.
Yeah.
Like two or three missions.
Or something is right.
I mean, it's not as bad as like Machiavelli, who just kind of randomly fucks in out of nowhere towards the end of the game.
Right. Well, I can sort of understand his role because he's like sort of the ringleader of the Italian assassins. So, you know, he doesn't have much of a hands-on role. And also, did you notice the time of day really shifting dramatically before I went in the Halo?
Yes, that's just, well, yeah.
That was weird.
Had to go super far. Wow, we killed the guard. So let's reiterate.
My son Claudio has been injured! They are going to shoot him.
So,
I will kill
okay.
these. Go! Get
So
the
to
others.
reiterate what just happened, Volpe does not trust Machiavelli. Machiavelli met with a guard and received some sort of list or some sort of consignment. Volpe's men then kill all the guards, and one dude gets injured, and
Now we have to protect him.
now everything's gone to
Yes.
hell.
You know, I was gonna mention this yesterday when I shot that one dude at the riverside. But one thing I don't like about the pistol in this game is that now you have to hold it down all the way to kill somebody. In Assassin's Creed 2, you could hold it down longer for a more accurate shot, and that felt more natural to me than holding it down all the way.
In a sense, it's true, but on the other hand, it takes a lot less to...
Quick, hide from the guards.
I cannot. They are going to kill me.
Pay attention. Do what I do.
Yes, and now you did it. You triggered the notoriety system, you bastard.
Hey, it was gonna happen eventually. Cesare was gonna catch on to our schemes one way or the other. I meant
now
to
we
do
have
that
a-
right there.
Yes. So, basically that entire couple of missions that Ezio has spent in a whorehouse learning how to deal with guards and shit and notoriety. He kind of is going to try to teach a crash course of this young thief, and have it go well. This isn't actually particularly hard.
Yeah, it's just reintroduction to blending and such.
Well, it's not so much a reintroduction to blending. It's you can blend before this. It's like, oh, thanks guys. This would have been really helpful for like the opening part of Assassin's Creed 2.
It is pretty jarring when it's not there.
Like it's kind of bad, and like it's like in Syndicate or Unity, when I don't think you have crowd blending, but it's a skill that you can get pretty early on in the game, and it's always a good skill because as long as you're not a dick about it, blending usually can get you away from a lot of stuff or into.
Yeah, as long as.
Claudio! Molte grazie, messere.
Keep out of sight for a while. Desi?
The guards are looking for you.
I see they have posters up.
Then rip them down. You can pay the heralds a few florins to silence them.
Or I can eliminate witnesses.
You know how to disappear.
Could stab at full notoriety. In that game, they called them corrupt officials, which I'm not sure is quite right, because you caused a lot of trouble to get full notoriety. So, are they really corrupt if they're bearing witness against a jerk?
Well, it was corrupt, but the way it was explained was you kill them, and that makes the people like you more and ignore everything. It wasn't.
This makes more sense, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, this is the...
I mean, not that it really matters, it's just, if you're going to explain this is the better explanation of the two.
Yeah, it's better than just having a bunch of ships randomly chase you after a while.
But hey, we have to be real classy about this.
Stab him from behind. There we go.
Oh, they call them officials in this game, too. So wait, game, are they officials or are they witnesses?
In Revelations, they're definitely witnesses.
Well, you just heard Volpe saying they were witnesses, but now they call them officers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, who really knows?
All right. I really don't. It's not really a big difference.
I'm just saying there's a little inconsistent terminology here.
They're dudes with eyes over their head. Stab them.
It's also good to stab them because ripping down posters is boring, and stabbing dudes is the whole point of this game.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
You psychopath.
Well, if this game demands I be a psychopath, I'm gonna be a psychopath. Besides, I'm gonna do a lot more monstrous things next.
What a night this has been.
Volpe, listen to me. I know what we saw, but you have nothing to fear from Machiavelli. I am sure of it.
I have you to thank for saving Claudio's life. If you believe Machiavelli remains loyal to the Order, I trust you.
So, what of the thieves?
We had plans to repair this old building, but now that you and I are working together, I would like to know what you think.
We need to make sure the Borgias stay away. Perhaps it could look like an inn.
Yes, like that idea.
Then I will make it so.
Welcome, Ezio, to La Volpe Addormentata.
The inn looks perfect. No one will ever suspect its real purpose.
The guild will be run from here. Visit me whenever you like. There might be objectives to pursue that will help our cause in the city.
I see you thieves compete against each other.
You can participate if you wish. Perhaps you will show them a thing or two. Ah, yes, I forgot. We also have gambling. It is a great source of income, especially since we ensure that the Borgia guards always lose.
One last thing. I need your spies to find the apple. It has been taken from me.
We are searching the city for it already.
Molto bene. Come to Isola Tiberina with your findings.
I shall.
Kind of goes for pretty much every Assassin's Creed game that has betting systems, that they're basically entirely worthless. I mean, see, my problem with Assassin's Creed 2 was that it vomited a lot of money at you, but there was, after a point, you never really needed very much. Like, why would you go around opening treasure chests if all they give you is money?
Right.
And a minor tick up on your synchronization meter that means literally nothing to nobody.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
At least in Assassin's Creed 2, at least in this game, they give you items that you can use for side quests or sell for more stuff. So it's
yeah, there's a point to opening treasure chests in this game besides making money, which again the game has. Yeah. It doesn't vomit money at you right now, but it will. Right. But at least there's always like the monuments you can buy. That's something at least.
Yeah. Unfortunately, in this game, monuments in this game pay out comically low amounts of money compared to how much they cost.
Well, that's money is not when you are at the point where you can buy monuments. Money is not really the point anymore.
Yeah. So why did you just sink the viewpoint at the top of the?
I forgot about it. I eventually got around to it off camera because I was looking for Borgia flags in Antico and just decided to get that.
Yeah. I think I ended up getting about 60-ish of the flags in the overworld before I think I tagged a bunch of them too. I just never got them, and then I just was like, fuck it, I have nothing else to spend money on, so I just bought the remaining locations. But hey, I
might do that with Antico because a few days ago I was running around looking for flags.
Don't go there. This is pain. Pain.
Well, this is today's signature attraction, I suppose.
Okay. So this is...
And this is the reason this initial recording was a catastrophe, and the original cut of this video was like something like hour 47 long or something.
Yeah, okay. We are going to go to what is probably the hardest layer on the list, 100%.
Right.
Some people have issues with the Colosseum. It's honestly not that bad, but...
I seek those who lead the followers of Romulus. Perfect. A route up if I fall.
Hear us, O Romulus! What must we do to this trespasser?
Do not listen. Only the Borgia speak through him, not your god.
Romulus says that the assassin must die!
Do it and
yeah, that sounds about right for me.
Yeah.
Although again, it's worse when you're recording stuff because you've got the file building up. You've got
Right.
you've got more time to wait until the file finishes processing, and then the longer a file is, the longer it takes in the GUI, and it's just such a pain in the ass when like 50% of the video is just content you're cutting.
Yes. So we're up to... what was this place? I forget the name.
Yeah, it's one of the 7 hills, I think.
Yeah, this is the one where there's like a bunch of houses, but it's kind of weird. Oh, the restored DNA sequence that we just unlocked. I don't know what your plan is for that. Unfortunately, it's like... it's essentially memory sequence 11-ish? 10-ish? 10?
Uh,
Basically. It takes place after the game ends, essentially.
Not England versus Hungary in 1953. Sean is very obsessed with his football, apparently. Or at least Sean's dad is. We don't know much about Sean's dad, but apparently he is a football fan.
Yeah. Hey, there's our first broken aqueduct. Well, actually, I think this is the permanently broken aqueduct.
Yeah, there is one you can repair, but...
Well, no, there's on one. There's 7 fucking... Well, 7 links in it, but yeah. And there's the Colosseum.
One thing I do like about these big monuments is that they're good, like, waypoints. Like, the Pantheon is, like, the cornerstone of Centro. Like, almost every part of the district connects from it. So it's a good kind of central location you can base things around them. And the Colosseum is like that for the Antico district.
Well, it's basically... You can generally see the Colosseum from just about anywhere.
And the Castel Sant'Angelo.
Yeah.
Which is fitting as the biggest structure in the game. Except for possibly St. Peter's Basilica, but you can't climb on the St. Peter's Basilica. Unfortunately.
Yeah. Actually, I wonder if the Colosseum might technically be bigger from an area perspective, but
like it
doesn't have nearly like the surface area.
In terms of just real estate.
Yeah.
But yeah, in terms of just a simply large structure, I think that is the Castel.
Yes. So this is our next buddy, the final faction that we will of course be seeing, which is the Aquamarcia, which has a Templar layer attached to it, but I think it takes a while for it to actually...
Yeah, you could see the sort of grayed out Templar icon on the database entry.
Yeah. It thankfully is... it's a pretty fun little mission over there, but...
The Templar layers in general are pretty good.
Yeah. Hey, another
glyph. Fun times. This'll make almost half of them.
Yeah. Actually, I think this is half of them.
Maybe.
Cluster 5. There's only 10.
Right. What do you know?
Loading.
Oh.
Scanning. What
oh boy, the computer is lost.
Oh boy.
Lost.
Yes.
Loading.
At least we haven't had some jackass try to program his brain in TARS yet. No. Yes, the Vizier was an older name for the Queen in the earlier forms of chess.
I did not know that. Oh boy, more looking for hidden messages.
Yes. Hey, there's Kissinger.
Apparently Kissinger was a Templar too. Oh, you weren't meant to see that.
Well, it says lightning bolts, and hey, there's only really one lightning bolt. Hey, Lunday.
Apparently that's easily represented by a broken part of the glasses.
Alright, and now for this. So now we're starting to get into the dickish part of the puzzles, where they kind of start randomly doing shit that doesn't explain itself very well. Okay. So there are 2 blank symbols here. It's really hard to kind of grasp the pattern, but if you look very carefully, the pattern is that the symbol on the other side of the code rail from each other has like an extra. One will have an extra line driven through it compared to the others. So that's how you can kind of guess what the other two symbols are. You either add a line or subtract a line, and it'll kind of make sense. That one is thankfully fairly simple. Some of the later ones are just bullshit. Utter bullshit.
So yeah, any interference of the United States into South American politics is actually the fault of the Templars. They just made it look like the U.S. government was involved.
Quarantine zone.
And apparently it was the doing of Henry Kissinger.
Yes.
You just should... Oh, I cut off the last part of that sentence. Oh well. Fascinating. So now we need to find the red dots again.
Yeah. There's still one more.
Yeah, that kind of threw me.
Yeah, no. It's like, now there's one red dot, now there's two, now we're at the three.
I'm sure this is all very meaningful. I'm not quite sure what the meaning is, but I'm sure it is meaningful. Yeah.
It really
well,
is.
Maybe it is. And it's a minor point, but you can replay puzzles if you want, which I'm not sure why you would want to do that, but you know, there are some weird.
I think there's like one call log that I accidentally cut off because I thought it ended, but it was really just dead air for like 30 seconds. So I didn't let it play all the way through, and then it's really stuff.
Ezio Auditore! Come in! I'll kill you if you don't.
Bartolomeo.
Wait here. You have to meet my wife. Fantasilea! Where is she?
Did you check behind the table?
Ah, here she is.
Lieta di conoscervi.
Charmed. Truly.
Now, we talk about war.
How goes the fight against the French?
Bene. My men are holding their own.
Machiavelli seemed to think things were more difficult.
You know Machiavelli.
Abbiamo bisogno del vostro aiuto!
Scusatemi. Throw me Bianca.
Ezio, let me get straight to the point. The fight is not going well. We've been attacked on both sides. Borgia on one, French on the other. But know this. The Borgia position is weak. If you can defeat them, we can concentrate our forces on the French front.
I think I know a way to help. Thank you for disclosing this to me, Madonna Dalviano.
It is the least a wife can do to help her husband.
In the Venetian in 80 and gets everybody killed by the Ottomans and loses favor, and then he goes off to France and wins.
Yeah, he has quite a life story.
Yes. So the joke, if nobody remembers Assassin's Creed 2, is that Bartolomeo looks for the first time you meet Bartolomeo, take him back to his headquarters. He looks forever to find Bianca, and Bianca's sitting behind the table.
There.
Yes, but hey, you know, me and you.
Yeah, two is in recent memory, so I do remember that.
Two fairly recent memory. Yeah. That was it. I hate explaining. I don't want to explain it because it's such a subtle joke, but it's a really good joke.
It's kind of one of those things that it's better if you experience it rather than someone telling you what it is.
Yeah. Profession life.
Yes, and Bartolomeo was a bachelor in 2, right?
If he was married,
he never mentioned her.
No. He was very single focused, but then again, you only ever.
Yeah, he shows up in like the last 15% of the game.
He shows up for like the last Templar hunt before you go and find Rodrigo the first time.
Oh hey, Cam Clark again.
Yes.
Not one of the Borgia captain's better recruits, I'm thinking. And for some reason I didn't steal from that guy.
Yeah.
You know what? It's just money and supplies. It's not the end of the world.
No. It isn't one of the two chests in the game that has a freaking head in it. Which are completely hidden. And the game will not tell you which ones they are. You just have to open up every chest in the game. At least one of them is really obvious to spot.
Well, the problem is there's just so many of them.
One of them is hiding in a random chest in Antico. And the other one is sitting in a chest in a lair of Romulus. It's a very obvious chest to see and find. I won't tell you which one it's in, but it is in one. It hasn't been one you've gotten to.
Well, I have only been to 2 of these things so far.
Could go to 3. Doesn't matter. They lock you out of going to one of them for honestly really weird. I don't even know why.
Well, it does make sense to lock, you know, overpowered equipment behind story progression.
Yeah, it's just that there's no real story progression that prevents you from going to one of these locations. It's just you just can't go in. I mean, there is one where it's like, oh, hey, you didn't do Task X, and you can't do Task X until you get the memory sequence. It's completely, you know, it's half of it is like you have to get the entire world map to get to one of them for reasons. For a really, really stupid reason, but it is
that at least.
Yeah. So this little island in the middle is kind of a dick place, to be honest. It's just kind of weird, and it's really hard to get out of. And
yeah, it
like
does kind of feel weirdly out of place.
Yeah, like, and they also do one really weird fucking thing with this place, and I don't want to tell you what they do there, but
like, there's a lot of there's a lot of quirky things about Rome. I think is the message here.
Yeah, you could unlock that fast. Oh well, there was a fast travel station there, but whatever. What is?
There's always time for shoving people.
Yes, there is.
Especially shoving people into water, which is one of the funner things about Assassin's Creed 2.
Ezio, we sent those luridi codardi running for the hills.
Yes, we did.
Now that the Pope's dogs have fled, I will be able to draw more men to the fight. But first I want to reinforce our barracks.
Who will take care of this?
I'm no good with these things. You are the educated one. You approve the plans.
Va bene. But in return, I need to know Cesare and Rodrigo's every move. Can your men keep track of them for me?
Of course. Isn't she a thing of beauty?
Very impressive.
More men join us every day. It has become very competitive, which is just the way I like it. As you can see, this board shows the ranks of our top warriors. Prove your skills, and you will move up the list.
Shouldn't I already be at the top?
Jan's fighting downstairs.
If you're looking to show off, we also have fights. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got money on this match.
Where is Bartolomeo?
At the fight downstairs.
He has such an aggressive view of the world. However, strategy is equally important. Take these carrier pigeons, for example. Each one sent from Machiavelli bears the name of an important Templar in Roma. Eliminate them, and you will have more of an impact than a battle ever could.
Thank you, Madonna. Can you ask Bartolomeo to come see me at Isola Tiberina with a report about Cesare and Rodrigo's whereabouts?
He will be there.
To really do a lot of videos while I was in Japan. It was not a good time. But hey, that's party time.
And goodbye, everybody.